Gotta get more followers.
Good Monday morning, everyone. CFT here. It's Monday, December 16th, day number 4 of my trade day 50K evaluation. Guys, starting to sound like a broken record, but one trade today. And again, oddly enough, all my trades I feel for this whole thing have been like 4 or 5 minutes. Today is about the same. So good or bad, we're going to find out in just a few minutes. My website, Canadian Futures Trader, CFT.ca, always fantastic. And TradeDay. You can actually go to TradeDay.cft.ca. It'll bring it right here, and you can check things out. Okay, guys, so I said on Friday I would show you my actual TradeDay dashboard. Since I hadn't shown that, I mean, I knew where I was at. I mean, when you make 1 or 2 trades every day and you know pretty much where you're at, so I didn't really have a reason to log in. But let me show you that here in a second. Okay, so here is the dashboard. Effectively, it's the top half of it. So this was after Friday, had counted and all that. So we have approximately 1,300 in profit so far. The goal is 2,500. So we are basically halfway there. That's basically it. It shows your maximum drawdown, your contract limits. Honest, that's why kind of, guys, I didn't really log in. I knew where I was at. So I'll just show you the other half. But I will say this, it is nice. So let's assume I actually was more of an active trader, didn't really keep my hands around where I was at the end of the day. This would be a fantastic thing to come. If anything, I mean, one, you can track your objectives and all that. That's nice, but I think this is important. Restricted trading events. So for example, this coming week, Wednesday, a few things going on, want to be aware of. And just the bottom half of the dashboard, just so you can see it. I mean, same P&L, shows your best day, how many days you've traded, and your profit target. I'm just over 50%. So that leaves us with 4 more days to complete, about 1,200 or so to go, 1,300. All right, guys. So like usual, trading the UltraBond. Here, actually, let me pause it real quick. So we're in a trade right from the start here, but what had led up to this, kind of the usual. Let me look. Actually, let me go back to the very beginning of this. Okay. So before I enter the trade, I have Jigsaw set up so that when I enter a trade, it clears out all the previous trading data, if you will, in these 2 columns on all depth of market. So it'll do over here in the 10 years. But I think what's important here is you can see the sellers pretty much in control. They marched this down with not a lot of pushback from the buyers. You've heard this story again as well a few times now. Guys, I wait for very few setups, and this is one of them. So we're pushing a low. The sellers have been in control. Watching the sellers continue to pound the 10 years over here. Thought, you know what? Let's see if we can get 5 ticks out of today. That was the other thing I kind of decided, because I kind of want to maybe take it a bit easier the following days. If we can get 5 ticks today, 750, I'm rounding off obviously, but basically 30% of our goal, stay within that consistency parameter. That will leave us, so we had roughly $1,250 left to go. We get 750 of that today, guys. That leaves 500 left to go over 3 more days. So it can spread that out obviously over a tick or 2 each of the next 3 days. So that's my thinking. Big picture and more micro here, zooming in back to this. Sellers had banged this down. We're pushing the low. Guys, I feel like the videos are kind of boring because it feels like it's kind of the same trade every time. That's why I honestly don't make a ton of trading videos. And it might seem like it's easy in quotes or something, but you have to realize I waited a couple hours for this to set up. It wasn't like I was just turned on the computer and said, oh, there we go, there's a trade, click, oh, look at me, I won. Not to give away what happens here, but I think I already have. So there's a lot of stuff leading up to this, and I've tried to emphasize that the past few days. I'm emphasizing it again. This isn't like easy. It's a game of patience, if anything. If I'm great at one thing, it's being patient and waiting for a fantastic setup to arise, if you will. So that is why this trade kind of came about. So pushing the lows, watching the sellers be in control, watching the action throughout the morning. Okay, feel pretty comfortable about this. I'll let it play, might zip ahead a bit, just because it is about 5 or 6 minutes long. Actually, this one I think goes pretty much to the end, so it's about 6 minutes. I'm not going to make you watch 6 minutes. So like I said, so I was typically, I would 99% of the time use limit orders to enter a trade. When you're dealing with the treasuries, because it moves in such like big, the dollar amounts are big per increment, and I'm not looking for a lot of ticks. Like this one, I'm looking for 5 ticks, which I would say is on the bigger side for a trade that I would normally look for. So every tick counts a lot, is what I'm saying. You know, people trading NQ, pretty tough to get in with, well, I shouldn't say tough, but a lot of people just market order in because they just want in on the action that's happening at that time. Treasuries, you don't want to market order. You're basically giving up a tick right from the get-go. Do I sometimes miss a trade? You know, I put on a limit order and it goes without me. Sure, that happens, but it's not the end of the world. So, trying to think of what else to tell you about in this trade. So we limit ordered in, we got our fill. We're looking for a push down. Now, I got to admit, I didn't have a crystal ball. I didn't know for sure this was going to come down 5 ticks, but I wanted to at least get the take profit on. I kind of talked last week about the Q position and all that. So if we can get ourselves in the Q, the sooner the better. Get some position there. You know, does it always matter? No, absolutely not. But sometimes, say this works its way down and it just starts touching on this and starts clearing it out a little bit. The better the Q position I have, the sooner I'm going to be out of this trade. So I put it here, but fully willing to jump ship. If we get down to 2-3 ticks and nothing's really happening, we're seeing the buyers start to get rowdy, maybe push this back up, perfectly fine with taking 2 or 3 ticks. But so that is where this is at. That's kind of the logic of this. And I will say it does kind of just stall around this price for most of this time, I believe, and then it eventually pushes down. So I'm going to jump ahead. So we're at 2 minutes now. You can also see the time down here on the trade. Let's jump ahead. So now we're slowly starting to get a bit of a move down. I believe it actually bumps up a bit. There we go. It's hanging out the same price level, 09, 010, 10. So, okay, I'll just back up to here and let it play. What's left? About a minute left. So now we're starting to see the sellers get rowdy. And this was a day where the two are very correlated. You're seeing the 10 years kind of lockstep with the UltraBond, or vice versa. But you're seeing a lot of people pull their orders here on the 10 years. So, and not seeing that on the seller side. So fully expecting that here as well. I mean, this is where these two ticker tapes are kind of nice, if you will. It kind of stands out like a sore thumb, right? So I have these filtered. These are both the 10 years, so the DOM on the left, but the one on the right here that I have my arrow over is filtered for only trades which are 25 lots or more. The one on the left is filtered for over 125, I think is what I have it set to. So you're not going to see the one on the left move as much. What I'm eliminating with this is all the 1 lot, 2 lot traders. Don't really care what they're trading on the 10 years. They're making no impact. You start seeing the big ones though. That's what I like to see, you know, 500 lots, etc. You see I mean, that's the same trade right there. 500, 525 goes through. And there we go. In all my blabbing, I got filled. I'm just going to back up here a bit, guys. I mean, there's nothing real magical about it. I literally entered the trade, put on this take profit, touched nothing. I sat here and watched it, and as long as nothing bad happened, I was just going to let it play out, or like I said, call an audible mid-trade and get out for 2 or 3 ticks. But hey, it all signs, if this was one of those, what is that, where it's you ask at the magic 8 ball, you know, will we win this trade? Yes, we will. All signs pointed to this just being relatively an easy setup. That's the end of the trade. I stopped recording there. That's it, guys. Like I said, I'm just gonna, not even probably, I think I will just go and just record the next few days trades and make a video at the end, so showing days 5, 6, 7 and then passing, and go from there. So hopefully that if anything, the reason I make these videos is show a little bit of trading. I feel like I definitely don't show the trading videos nearly as much as I thought I would in life. And hopefully it inspires people. Take away, be patient, wait for fantastic setups. You can literally do 1 trade and be done for the day. And your life a lot less stressful than people trading other instruments like NQ. I have no problem bagging on NQ. And as well, just time frees up my day, guys. Literally 11:20, I'm done for the day. This is done. So I have other stuff to do. Go check out TradeDay in your spare time. Allows treasuries, above all, pro to TradeDay, on top of all the other stuff. Guys, Guys, I mentioned some of it earlier in this video series, if you want to call it that. They also have like a credit system as you unlock achievements. I got a bunch of emails yesterday. I won't bother to bring it up, but you unlock achievements and you get credits that you can then accumulate and use towards things like resets. As well, they have the coaching and all of that. And quite honestly, I'll be completely frank, I haven't fully explored stuff like that, but it's certainly there for you guys to explore. And lastly, my website, guys, has a very Christmas theme, right? Reds and greens and whites and all of that. Thanks so much for watching. Everybody have a fantastic week, and I'll look forward to putting together a video for you guys, say, hopefully on Friday, showing the rest of my week in trading. And hey, if I get super bored, I have enough of my family, who knows, I might be out here making videos regardless. I'll see you in the next video.